Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Chimera Elite, and today we're taking a look at the new passive and active skills available to the Skaven. Now, every single one of these guys has the same skills available to him, and that's huge because there's some skills in here that, when comboed right, are absolutely amazing. Now, you have three, and you have Art of Silent Death, Swarm, and the final one is Poison Expert. Now, Art of Silent Death, it increases your melee chance to hit critical strikes by 5% when using daggers or fighting claws, which are two pretty good weapons. And mastery of this doubles the crit chance. Swarm kind of harkens back to my complaints about flanking. And if another ally of the skill user is engaged with the same enemy, the skill user gains a 10% chance to hit in melee and a 5% chance to deal critical hits in melee. It's not stackable, but the mastery doubles both of those to 20% and 10% respectively. This means that if your entire army has Swarm, and your frontline manages to just focus or engage as many people as possible, all of those guys are going to get bonuses to their ability to hit and to their ability to hit those crucial critical strikes that could honestly win you the game. Especially because the Skaven in particular have an ability to just gain massive amounts of accuracy, which allows them to gain massive critical strike chances and crit damage and dodge chances. That's huge, just what you can do with it. Now the last one is Poison Expert, and it's as simple as it sounds, and it reduces the chances of the skill user's victims to resist his poisons by 20%. Mastery doubles it to 40. Now, some of you might be asking, what poisons? Well, you have Weeping Blades, that's one poison, I believe. And all of his other poisons, which are, keep in mind, also available to every single unit in the Skaven warband. You have Numbing Poison and Warp Poison. Now, Numbing Poison, more useful when trying to stop someone from escaping, or actually using some tactical abilities. Because, it's a normal melee attack, but it reduces their strategy points by 2 if they fail the poison resistance check. It's not stackable. Mastery increases the amount of strategy points removed to 4, which is huge. And if you make it even harder for them to resist the poison, well, guess what? If they're going to get -4 strategy points at later levels, that's huge. Warp Poison is exactly the same, just with offensive points, and that increases to 4, which is, again, also massive. So the simple fact that you can get your entire army these poisons is huge, because it allows your weakest unit to cripple an enemy. Even an enemy impressive unit is vulnerable to this. This guy, let me just check something, and he has pretty high poison resistance because he's a rat and because he's massive. But other enemy units probably don't have as high resistances. And if you get the Poison Expert passive skill, then it's essentially a guarantee that they're going to get poisoned. And if it's a guarantee that they're going to lose between 2 and hell, you can take away 4 of their offensive and strategy points. They're crippled for the rest of the game. If that hits this guy right here, he is pretty much down to where a level 1 minion is in terms of offensive and strategic points. That's huge in terms of a debuff. Now, the other active skill is also very, very good. It's called Black Hunger. And what it does, you essentially take 30 points of damage, but you gain a melee damage bonus and a melee accuracy bonus, I guess, of 20%. Of 20%. That's huge. If you're hitting for hundreds, you're now hitting for 120. And keep in mind, this is available to every unit in the Skaven army, meaning your impressive unit can get this. The mastery, of course, doubles this. That's, yes, the guy who's hitting for like 200, guess what? He's now hitting for 280. Oh, no, wait. He can also get poison. So he's hitting harder. And at the same time, he's also poisoning harder. So just the amount of the ways that you can combo all the skills together and open up different avenues for killing your enemy it's going to be very interesting when this game really gets going, because I see a lot of potential for shenanigans. And hell, I haven't even checked out what this sorcerer over here has in terms of spells that he can learn. Bless with Filth, Sorcerer's Curse, Gaze of the Horned Rat. Ooh, Warp Lightning. I like that. That sounds nice. Let's just check these out first. If I'm done with the skills at this point, so you guys can just leave if you're, if that's all you came for. But I want to check out these spells, because spells are also another big part of this game. Musk of Courage, the caster and or near every allies. That's really weirdly worded. That's really oddly worded. But essentially what it does, you're immune to all alone checks. And what is this? Fear and terror immunity when mastered. That's pretty good. But fear and terror really isn't a huge part of the game, I feel. And if you're all alone, you're kind of screwed anyway. So, take your pick. Wither, also very good. Just takes away their base stats, makes them a lot weaker, a lot slower, a lot more vulnerable to just getting taken away. The mastery reduces it to, oh god, jeez, the mastery is huge also. Yeah, Wither's also very good. Musk of Courage is less useful in my opinion, just because fear isn't really something that you have to worry about all that much. Wither is fantastic. Bless with Filth, the weapons of the target become filthy and add a poison effect on every damage. Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's very good. So it's like putting flaming weapons on someone. Although there's still the poison resistance check. Wow, that's very good. That's very, very good. Because if I have, say, 2 Skaven, and I can toss Bless with Filth on both of them, or one has Weeping Blades, that's 2 stacking poisons on someone. So every turn, boom, 18 to 14 damage at mastery, or 8 to 16 damage if not. Boom. So every single turn, he's taking just passive little ticks of damage. It's not huge, but that adds up very, very, very rapidly, especially if you haven't mastered. And I like the prospect of being able to passively buff my units with just a little more strength and a little bit more damage, and being able to debuff them down to the level of some of my weaker units, kind of evening the playing field. Now, Sorcerer's Curse is just a flat out, you essentially take more damage. your armor isn't absorbing as much damage as it could, so you're taking flat out just 20% more damage essentially. Gaze of the Horned Rat is an AoE warp dust poison that takes away 2 at base level and 3 at mastery, which is huge because that means if you want to just completely cripple an army, Gaze of the Horned Rat right into a warp dust poison, and you just took away 7 of their offensive points. They can't do anything. They might be able to poke you, maybe. They might be able to move, maybe. But this is huge. Gaze of the Horned Rat is massive, and I think that the poisons and this specific spell are going to be nerfed in some way in the future. Now his last spell is called Warp Lightning, and it targets everyone in a 10 meters long by 2 meters wide column. It's essentially just a beam, and it deals between 10 to 15 damage, which bypasses armor, and it'll add a random beneficial or detrimental warp effect on the victims. So this is another weird thing of the Skaven, that the Skaven, I feel, have. It's kind of like the Chaos too, because Warp Lightning actually feels more like a buff, in my opinion, that you could use on your own units before the fight actually starts. If you use it in the beginning, zap, you have some possible buffs that could be dealt out to your army, which is really interesting and kind of a funny way of thinking and looking at an army, because it's a coin toss. It's a random effect that could help you or it could hurt you, and that's kind of what the Skaven are about. If it's a risk, I mean, hell, look at their accuracy, their ability to get crit strikes. That's a coin toss. And otherwise, they might not be dealing as much damage as everyone else. But hey, it's a coin toss. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and next time we're gonna be looking at the last of the warbands, the Clerics of Sigmar. I'll see you guys around. Peace.